So my name is Shraddha Saki. I live in Kathmandu, Nepal. I live with my mother.
I am Emmanuel Eje. I am from the Federal Capital City of Nigeria, Abuja.
Je suis dans la ville de Yaoundé au Cameroun. J'ai un master en ingénierie financière et comptable.
Currently here living in Nepal, working at a private company in this entrepreneurship sector.
I work with the defense sector for the government. To be specific, finance. I have 3 kids. First daughter is 10, my second is 8, and my last daughter is 7.
I wanted to go abroad for my studies, but thinking like, okay, after my study, I will come back. That was my whole idea.
L'idée d'immigrer au Canada est venue dans un premier temps de mon grand frère Serge qui est au Canada.
Then my few friends and my uncle, they were also applying to Canada from Nepal.
I want a situation where I can interact with people from another time, from another country, with another culture, with different beliefs.
J'y réfléchisse, je vois si je pouvais vraiment, et on s'est dit pourquoi pas.
I am Ishita Shresht. I am from India and I'm right now 23 years old. I belong to a small town named Ranchi, which is in Jharkhand. It is in the eastern side of India, and my undergraduate was also in Ranchi, where I pursued my B.Tech in biotechnology. While I was an undergrad, what I really wanted to do was get an international experience. What happened in the pandemic, it made me desperate to just do something, and which is why I started exploring different areas of research, and that is how I got where I am today. So I think it helped me a lot to just go out instead of just staying inside. Something I really looked up to, because one of the major reasons why I wanted to pursue masters abroad was to experience the cultural diversity, and this would be a place where I could meet the people from almost all different countries at the same place, which was also something that I looked forward to. When I first arrived here, I felt I don't know anything about this place, about how people work, about how I would get my bank open. In general, I did not even know how to cross the street. So it's not just my parents who helped me support to just be here. There were my family friends who received me, who helped me just get accustomed to the way the city works. If that was not present, I would have been so lonely and just confused. Something else that helped me immensely living here was to get my housing at Neil Weissik, which is a student community cooperative housing, and get to be involved in different events and activities back in the residence. So we have different types of nights. It could be paint night, trivia night. We could have a floor party where we are just sitting together having some good food, or we could have a chess tournament or a poker night. We could even have study clubs together. We have music room, games room. I can even go to the gym whenever I want to. Currently, I'm working with Dr. Botan and Dr. Krishnan Venkatkrishnan, and our lab is currently trying to work on early diagnosis of cancer using nanotechnology. So we make our own nanosensors and try to see how surface-enhanced Raman spectroscopy could be used to differentiate between different cancers and between cancer versus healthy. That's my project. I have just started, so it's a long way to go from here. Looking back at the expectations that I had from Canada, I feel right now I am very content with everything that I have experienced until now, and I look forward to experiencing more in terms of science, in terms of research, in terms of the cultural diversity. However, I feel like in the coming future, I would not just try to settle here in Toronto, but also just be at a place which promotes science in its fullest form. I don't know, I mean, I could be back in India or Germany or US. It's just, there are so many places to be at and just trying to follow science. I think PR or permanent residency is one of those opportunities which I am considering, but it's not my end goal for now. I feel it's a part of the package that Canada has to offer, but it's not the package in itself. I feel that within the coming years, I would be at a much better place with much better opportunities, and I feel I'm just growing now and I would love to grow more.
La procédure a commencé en 2020, si je ne me trompe pas, 2020 ou 2019, un truc comme ça. Ça a pris énormément du temps.
I submitted the forms, I think, but then I don't remember if I received any reply from there or not.
In the first IELTS exam I wrote, I think my point was 7.5. And they said I needed 8.0 to make it to the port. So I took IELTS like 3 times. I got 7.5 all through.
J'ai fait le premier test de langue qui n'était pas bon, le français, curieusement, mais bon. Le test en eux-mêmes n'est pas facile parce qu'il faut attendre au moins un an pour faire un test.
It's demoralizing sometimes because I've never failed English. In the whole of my life, I've never failed English. And I have not been able to hit 8.0 in IELTS. I felt something is wrong. And
2020 March, from March, then this COVID happened. And then the first lockdown was there. And in the second lockdown, I lost my dad. And then the priorities changed to some extent, I would say. And I don't think I made the decision, okay, I'm not traveling, I'm not applying, because living with family is more important. And
Je suis Ben Abdallah Marouet, un jeune Tunisien de 34 ans, et précisément de la ville de Sfax. J'ai débarqué ici au Canada depuis le mois de juillet 2023. J'étais très heureux de participer à la révolution tunisienne en 2011 pour avoir nos droits de liberté d'expression et la démocratie. Après 10 ans, la situation économique a été dégradée dans le pays. Donc, c'est ça qui m'a plus encouragé, même avec la pandémie, de chercher de nouvelles opportunités ailleurs. Et le Canada, c'était la meilleure destination. Ce voyage-là vers le Canada était difficile et plein de fortes sensations pour quitter ta famille, tes amis de 34 ans que tu as laissés en Tunisie, pour encore des sensations de l'aventure, sensations de rejoindre un nouveau monde, profiter de ce monde-là. Donc c'était une combinaison entre les deux sentiments. Moi, j'y suis arrivé ici à travers la procédure RIMA, une procédure d'immigration pour la province de Québec. Et ce que j'apprécie, c'est la procédure de donner un PMI+, un permis de travail ouvert pour les immigrants sélectionnés par le gouvernement du Québec pour rejoindre le Canada et commencer à travailler. Donc, ça a réduit le temps de traitement de dossier pour rejoindre le Canada entre 18 et 22 mois vers jusqu'à 6 mois et parfois 3 à 4 mois. Quand je suis arrivé au Canada, j'ai commencé à postuler à travers le site LinkedIn ou à travers les autres sites ou plateformes de recrutement. Depuis 1 mois et demi, j'ai commencé avec Fenêtre La Genèse, une compagnie de fabrication de fenêtres en aluminium et en PVC, installée à La Norée, une petite ville très proche de Montréal.
On dirait qu'en 2019, il y en avait beaucoup. En 2020, 21, 22,
Donc, le Québec est une province qui parle le français comme première langue, aussi il utilise l'anglais. Donc, c'était facile pour moi d'intégrer une communauté qui parle le français, malgré que l'accent québécois est un peu différent.
la commande de ta remote faisait juste virer ton lot à l'envers dans l'ordre.
Mon poste est un leader de maintenance ou un superviseur de maintenance qui gère le service de maintenance à travers ses mécaniciens et électriciens et suivre un nouveau défi qui est l'extension de l'usine vers une autre partie qui est récemment construite et en cours de développement. À part le travail, j'ai développé un réseau de connaissances de plusieurs communautés, des amis colombiens, des amis maghrébins, marocains. Donc, je profite de le week-end pour faire le sport, visiter le musée pour découvrir l'histoire du Canada. Et j'ai trouvé ça très intéressant d'aller regarder des matchs de hockey. Et prochainement, dans l'hiver, je vais pratiquer le ski, le patinage et la pêche sous la glace. Arriver au Canada, c'était la première étape pour l'exploration de tout le monde. En même temps, avec le passeport canadien, j'aurai plusieurs opportunités pour visiter plusieurs pays dans le monde entier en gardant le contact constamment avec mon pays d'origine.
The day I came back, I met all my friends, my school friends, and I started riding the same bike which I bought in 2008. Just evening walk with my mother and having quick tea, snacks, and some local temples. And those moments were the ones that I was like, I realized that I was missing it.
I was born and brought up in my country, except for some few opportunities I get to travel out. So if my children and perhaps my wife are interested to see how other part of the world is by engaging, by working, by interacting, then I want to do anything for them to do that because that's the essence of life.
Juste après que je vous ai parlé, peut-être la semaine qui suivait, on a eu le mail pré-visa. Déposer le visa et le visa est sorti. Donc, moi, je peux voir arriver au Canada le 27 de ce mois. J'ai assez peur, mais je me dis que si je veux avoir ce que je veux avoir, il faut faire le premier pas.
My name is Tibisa. Originally, I am from Palestine. I born in Jordan in 1984. I graduated from Jordanian universities. Then I moved to Saudi Arabia to work at Ford Motor Company as an accountant for a period of 10 years. After that, I lost my job. So I and my wife we decided to move to Canada just for upgrading our education. She is a biomedical engineer. She finished her bachelor degree and now she is planning to do like some master degrees or to do any college degrees that will enable her to work. There are some problems that most of the international students face it when they come to Canada here. One of these problems that in the work permit, we are not allowed to work more than 20 hours a week. 20 hours a week is not enough for the international students, especially with the inflation these days. Some of them now, they are working on check for 20 hours a week, while in fact, they are working 40 or 60 hours a week in cash basis, which is called underground economy. The second things now that the international students, they have to stay full time, except for the last semesters. And this is one of the problems that I have faced when I came here, because I was a full-time student except for the last 2 semesters, because one of the courses are not available at that time. So I was a part-time student for the last 2 semesters. So when I applied for the postgraduate work permit, the immigration departments refused my postgraduate work permit. Then I lost 2 jobs because I get rejected from the immigration departments and I'm illegal to continue working. I applied for restoration of my status and I have to wait also another 4 months At that time, I was under stress. I started looking for some contractors to work with them, also to work on the farm on cash basis. I received my work permit or my postgraduate work permit at the end of April. Now I'm doing 2 jobs because I have to save some amount of money for the future emergencies. I am doing a full-time job at Windsor Essex Community Health Center. This is local healthcare organization. So I work there in the finance departments. I'm a financial analyst there. The other job, it is Goodwill Industries, non-profit organization. They are just receiving donation and they are investing this donation and they donate these monies to the charities and they offer like more work opportunities for the people who are struggling, who they do not have a job, or for the newcomers who are looking just for any job to cover their expenses during their stay here in Canada. So now my mainly and only focus is my kids, my family. So they can live here in peace without any discrimination, without any racism, without any troubles. Now Canada, it's their country.